Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today we're going to be building this little guy. Oh, there we go. This is the SD2 or SP2SD kit from Kero. This thing is pretty cool. What this allows us to do is use an SD card in a smart port equipped old Apple. So like the Apple IIc, the 2GS, and the 2 Plus, 2E, if you have one of these Lyron cards or any of the cards that provide a smart port. Full disclosure, I bought two of these kits and I built one yesterday because I had a little bit of free time and I wanted to see what the build was like. So I'm going to take you along for the ride today to build one of these kits. Let's say hi to folks in chat. We got Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Everything is Broken Garage, Alan Gracia, Starbuck Tech, Gut Bomb, Epictronics, Martin Mac, Vic the Vicar, Jack 68K. How's it going, everybody? I'm sorry if I missed anyone. So this stream is fail-free today. I will never say that one of my streams is fail-free. All right, so this might be the coolest thing out of everything. When you order stuff from Kero, apparently he sends you his invoice in a little envelope with a wax seal on it with a little satanic Mac thing on there. That's about as epic as ordering gets these days. How cool is that? So yeah, there won't be any fire today, I don't think. I don't know, we'll find out. So this is inside the box. We got our instructions. I do recommend checking out the instructions. There's a QR code. Maybe folks can grab that. I think I might have actually put the link in the description today. I forget. Trina's Techno Babbles here. How's it going? So the kit for this thing is like 30 bucks. So we're sort of on the same order of like, magnitude as a Blue SCSI. Uses the same kind of storage device. We have our little blue pill. Well, actually, I don't know if this is a blue pill. It has Arduino Nano. I don't know all of my little development platforms as well as I probably should have, considering how often I use them. But anyway, really cost-effective solution for getting storage onto your old Apple. So this should be pretty fun, kind of relaxing, right, Trina? Maybe we'll do a little ASMR, relaxing soldering build today. So the kit comes with all these PCBs. So there's the main PCB. There's a little adapter board PCB. This is the PCB for the SD card. And then we have more things. So we got a button, we have a diode and a resistor. Hello and good night, Trina. We got these little adapter majigs for the leads for that. And then this is one of the pièces de résistances, going through a bunch of PC 1.4 meg floppy disks on my SEFD. Yeah, no risk of boot sector viruses there. Okay, so these are little adapter things to go from board to board. Theoretically, you could hook this up internally into an Apple IIc just using the main plug. And then there's this 3D printed DB19 connector. And so this was actually a little bit more tricky than I thought it might be. So that's all our parts. Should be pretty quick to build this, especially since it's my second time. Let's go to the microscope and see what's going on there. Who else is here? Frank S. got here. How's it going, Frank? Okay. It's microscope time. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is hit our eject switch. So what this allows you to do is switch up which image you're using at a given time. So it's kind of similar to the Blue SCSI thing, where you're going to have an SD card formatted. This one, they want you to have it formatted in FAT16, FAT32. And so you have images that have your stuff on them. Do you need a microscope for this kit? No, I don't think you need a microscope for this kit. It seems pretty straightforward. You can also buy them pre-assembled. I like building stuff. Okay. Yeah, DB19s are basically impossible to find. Apparently there was a point where one of the manufacturers of our retro stuff had a bunch made, but I think they finished their stock of them. So yeah, the eject switch allows you to switch up your image kind of on the fly. Not that I've played with this too much. I just noticed when I hit it that it didn't see my image anymore. And they also say that you can have up to 4 images on this setup. Okay. All right, so that's one of our things. When we look at the board, you can see how they have it, or I guess Kay designed this. There's a bunch of people that have basically worked on a similar, or that led to this project, and under the Wikipedia, Kay has all the other people mentioned. So with this board, he has it laid out so that the side that has the drawing on it, you put the component there. Okay, so this side is showing the drawing of the diode, so we're going to put the diode there. My soldering iron is not doing well. I asked people to remind me to order a new tips for this thing, and they did. Garth definitely reminded me to order new tips for this thing, and I totally forgot to order new tips for this thing. Okay, so we got our lead hanging off there. Now we're going to do our resistor. Thanks for the reminder, Ryan. My workshop has been so cold lately that like nothing was flowing right yesterday when I was doing some soldering. We're going to break out the big soldering iron tip for later. You can see that this is flowing like crap. You're asking how I heat my my workshop. I don't. I have a little space heater, and when it gets real cold, I use a portable propane heater. It's not good. It's very not good. So here, we're gonna break out this thing today. Use the big boy. That gets us flowing nicer. think I'm gonna actually switch up this tip real quick. See if I have any better luck with a different tip. Let's try this conical tip. All right, so now, yeah, diesel heaters. That'll smell good. Okay, so now what we need to do, we have this micro SD cardboard, and the micro SD cardboard is something they bought, and the leads are all bent like this, and so you want them to actually be straight. So you gotta come in and straighten all these pins. Okay. And then the other thing you have to do is get a little piece of double-sided tape. And put it right here. Okay. And now we'll take off our protective film. And it'll just come right off, super easy. There we go. And then put your leads in here. And once it looks like you're close, then you can kind of give it a little squish. Get it down to where it should go, right? So that's all double-sided taped in there. It's not janky at all. Oh, Alan's turning December into Pro December. There you go. That sounds good. All right, let's see if we have any better luck with this tip. No. Yeah, so, wow. All right, Weller. You have not impressed me. This was a waste of money. I am not happy with my soldering station that I bought. Come on, flow, you jerk. There we go. My shop isn't even that cold today. Yesterday it was cold. Yesterday it was like, I don't know, it was like 48 degrees in here, I think it was. Today it's almost 60. There we go. We're getting some flow now. Damn, Ryan. Hurting me. Alright, so let's get rid of these things. We're just going to shoot these all over the workshop because they never fall into anything and short out. Okay, what do we got now? So we got this on. Okay, so we can see our Arduino Nano goes on that side. So I like to put my leads the long way up like this. And then USB, make sure your USB is aligned. Also, these things have extra holes. Make sure that you're actually putting the leads through the hole, the holes that they're supposed to be, not the actual like mounting holes on the side. Okay. So squish it all down. Make sure you're all compressed. And then I like to come in, do one around there. Let's do another one about over here. Flip it around. Clean our tip. Okay, so now I've got to come in and remelt this, or yeah, melt that joint, pushed on it just to make sure it was all the way squished down. I'm gonna go do the same thing on this one, make sure it's all the way squished down. Good. Okay, now it's rapid fire soldering. Or at least as rapid as I get. Because if you've been here before and you've watched the BigBadBench, you know I'm not particularly fast at anything. One more here. Okay, pew pew pew. What am I missing? Have I missed anything good in chat? Going to take a nap. Let me know when you're done. We knew that was coming, Trina. I think part of my issue was this was a new roll of solder and they had put tape around there, so I think there's like residual tape goo on my solder. Definitely smells weird. Alright, we're cranking right along here. This is like production speed. This one's a ground plane. That one might give me a little bit of crap. It's okay. Flow, you jerk. Okay, there we go. 3/4 of the way done, the longest bit of soldering. And so if you check out the wiki for this project, he has all the files. Theoretically, you could make this yourself if you wanted to. Really, I'm sort of kicking myself that I didn't order more from his website when I ordered this, because I really wanted some of his 30-pin Sims. I forgot about that project. I like the little LEDs on his Sims. And it's like $23 shipping, which, you know, coming from Japan is not the worst rate of shipping. And it got here in, I think, like a week, 5 days, something like that. So it really wasn't that bad. But if you're going to order stuff from Kay, order lots of stuff, because it's got a lot of cool stuff on there. And I could have used like a ROM thing for my Plus. Oh well. We'll probably be ordering more from him in the future. Okay, so here's our main unit. Now we got to put on our connector. And again, the silk screen's here, nothing there, so you put this there like that. And we'll do one in the middle. And then squish it. Okay. Oh yeah, and the eject gears for the floppy drives. Oh, thanks, Dave. Yeah, the thing's called the Raminator. How awesome is it that we have all these community projects? I just bought a Pico Gus yesterday, or 2 days ago, I forget. The new V2 of that one was out. Ian Scott selling those things. Those are awesome. He has new batch of them sold out in like 2 hours. One of those Pico Gus's, particularly because of that system we worked on last weekend with all that red wire. It's going to look awesome with the red PCB and my red barn board. It's going to be a cool project. I'm really excited about that system. Hey, Macintosh Librarian. Welcome, Kate. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, you must be really lucky, Vic, because those cheese gears are something else. Sometimes if you look at them funny. All right, so this is it. This is the whole ordeal. So this is really all you need to do if you're going to hook it up internally. But we're going to do the next bit. So he's gone through and sort of cleaned up some of the holes. And it's just a good idea to double check to make sure that they're totally cleaned out. Like this one, there's a little fuzz in there. No, don't wake Trina up yet. We're not there yet. Okay, so you take these things, right, the individual pins, and you cram them up in here, and you feel them that like they stop. That's as far as they go. I find, I mean, I tried to do this a couple different ways. I like put all the pins on the board and then tried to put it in the other way, but I think this way works the best, where you put all the pins in first. And then the other thing I found is that it kind of helps if you turn, gonna need a little more light, turn these so that they're all facing the same way. All right, let's break off all our little pins here. So when you stick these in, the little cup part of these pins, it's good if they're all aligned the same way. It helps you when you're trying to put the connector onto the board. There you go. You can also kind of just put them all in, get them close. And then I used a little hex from my, what is this one? H0.7, and you can take this and put it down in there and poke that in. Oh, that one's already in. There you go. Turn that a little bit. But yeah, apparently if you do all of this yourself, like if you 3D print this out yourself, you should go through and redo the holes here. Like half of it should be like 2 millimeters, I think, and the other half should be 1 millimeter. There's instructions on the wiki if you're a 3D printer yourself. I don't have a 3D printer. Okay, poke, 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 poke. That one was rough. Poke. There we go. Okay, so now all those are there. And then again, the drawing is there. So we're going to put it in on this side. And you can just kind of like give it a little wiggle and it'll eventually pop in. Okay. Make sure it's all kind of flush there. Now for this one, when I did my other one, I screwed it up. Let me show you my mistakes, because you know I love showing you my mistakes. Look what I did to this connector. I put this connector on first, and when I went to solder this, I hit it with my soldering iron. So we have nasty melted connector. Functionally, it doesn't do anything, but darn it, it makes it look not pretty. So we're gonna go and solder this one before we connect that connector. And we're gonna use the Big Chungus soldering iron. The thing about this is, since that's a 3D printed connector, you do kind of want to work quickly because you have a decent chance of melting your 3D printed connector. Oh, look what I just did. Okay, there we go. Come on, flow. Flow for me. There you go. Look how nice that flows now. Okay. Okay. Doing good work here. We're doing real good work. All right. So those aren't the prettiest solder joints, but they are good enough. All right. What did you miss, Ryan? You missed nothing. All right, so you can see our nice 3D printed connector there is ready to go. And now our last bit, right, our silk screen's on this side. So we're gonna come in and solder, put the connector on that side, and then, okay. So let's pop a little solder on this one. Right in the middle here. And then melt that. Okay. That's nice and flush. So now we can come in and do all the rest of our joints. Solder, 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 solder. I really wish I had Steve's singing voice so that I could entertain everybody during these long soldering sessions. What are the odds that John will melt the 3D printed connector with the soldering iron? 0! I will not. I refuse. Yeah, I practiced so that that wouldn't happen this time. That was my main big tip for this whole build. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward build. There's a lot of ground area. So if you have a soldering iron that is struggling, you might have issues like this one. Ow, I just burnt myself. Does that count? Where's the quality content if nothing gets melted? Well, I just hurt myself. Does that count? I think that counts enough, right? There's one time where I sliced my finger pretty bad. Oh, that was close. I almost melted it that way because I just flipped it around on accident. But I don't think I hit it. Okay, I gotta do these last two with the big Chungus iron. Darn you, Weller. I should say, darn you, new Weller. Because old Weller is totally good. Alrighty. So that's that. Alright, so I think we are done. Yeah, don't forget about this, the ISA slot that we soldered last weekend. My new Weller was at 400 degrees today, which is normally plenty. Okay, so let me show you. Oh man, this is gonna make a mess. 1 second, sorry folks. So let me show you my desktop here. To show you how to program this thing. Well, not even programming. Here we go. There's my desktop. Okay, here's the wiki. So there's all the stuff about that, but I think I have the wiki thing in there in the description. Okay, so here we are at our, this is my computer, this PC. So we're just going to take the total replay image, so you can download that from the Internet Archive. And then once it's on your SD card, just call this part 1 .po. I think .1.po. Let's look back at the thing. Oh, I already forgot. Yeah, we're sure. Yeah. So if you have your different file names, you call them part1.po, part2.po, whatever. So we're going to have our total replay on there as our part1.po. Okay, so now let's go back to here. I'm going to eject my SD card. Okay, so what did you all see on my desktop that was incriminating? Sorry, I need to fix this. Need to reset up my screen. Okay. Oh yeah, the other thing. This is just a straight old floppy cable from like a Mac SE. Shoot, what's the one that we just did? Not that one. We just made this one. Okay, and this is one of the nice SD card slots, so it kind of clicks. Also, when you put these in, make sure your fingers are towards the PCB side for that. Look at this. Ooh, that's nice. That's fancy. Okay, so then we use our floppy drive thing here, like this, and our floppy drive thing right there, like that. And we should be good to go. Okay. Move some stuff to the side, and let's start off with this Apple IIc. So here's a little Apple IIc that I got, I don't know, a month or two ago. I haven't taken this apart yet. It needs some work. Let me just say that. You can see how yellow it is, but also it's been kind of a nightmare getting some of the keys to work. And I'm not totally sure about the status of this. This actually probably should be your joystick cup palm. This came with that free Apple IIgs that I picked up for you. I forgot about this part of it. Okay, so now we just do this. This plugs into our floppy connector back here. And as long as you didn't melt everything, it should go in pretty smoothly. It fits real tight, at least the other one did. This one feels pretty tight too. It is a little bit difficult to take out, but yeah. Okay, so I think that's good to go. Let's turn the TV on. Okay, we're on our AV jack. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We got blinky lights here, and we got Total Replay booting up here. All right, cool. Face only. Here we go. Yeah, this joystick has a little switch on it that says Apple or PC. So let's see. What do we got here? Let's G. What kind of games fall under G? Genetic drift. I don't know games. Part of the reason that I got this is because I want to play more games. Let's see what genetic drift is. Broderbund. Oh. This keyboard is crap. What the heck, bro? All right, well, this works with Apple IIc. I don't play games well. All right, so let's all right. So now what I want to do is try the Apple II, the Apple IIe. So let's set that aside, and we'll unplug this. Get rid of this. Ugh. Okay. So here we have our Apple IIe. Let's see, what have I missed in chat? Hey, Adam McG. How's it going, Adam? All right. So yeah, y'all got to tell me what the good games to play are, because I really don't know the old games. All right, so what do we got to do here? We're going to get rid of this out of there. So this is the regular dual controller. And we're going to stick in this one, which is our Lyron controller. Okay, I'm being told we got to try Load Runner. Lyron in slot 5. Oh, I did the wrong slot. Good thing Adam showed up. But what about my mouse controller? It's gonna get in the way. And JV is here too. How's it going, Jeremy? All right. We got a thing for the joystick here. We got our composite. And now we need some electricity. All right. 3, 2, 1. Got some blinky lights. PR number 5. And we got our total replay again. Nice. Let's go back to here. Let's see, do we have load runner on this thing? Ooh, little brick out. I like little brick out. Oh yeah, there's load runner. I don't actually know if they're the same as between the ISA and the Apple ones. Oh, listen to that sound. Whoa, what the heck just happened there? Oh, I died. Oh, I died. Yeah, this doesn't look like the load runners I've seen. Oh man, this joystick is terrible. Who gave us the wrong game? Did I hit the wrong thing? Let's go back in. PR number 5. All right, we see it says load runner. It says load runner here. Oh yeah, this is different. Okay, I did something wrong last time. Ah, there's load runner. Yay. Oh gosh. All right, cool. Well, so that works with the Apple IIe. That's fun. All right, so now is the one that I really am questioning. So I want to check out with the Apple IIgs. So let's unplug this. The joystick kind of sort of worked in that game at least. All right. Set you back over here. I'll play with you later. All right, where's my 2GS? Ugh. So here's our 2GS. Let's review what's in this 2GS. So right now there's a weird cable here because my main storage drive for the 2GS is a MFM drive. I know that sounds terrible. But that's my drive that I had from growing up. So this is my 2GS from all the way when I was a kid. And so that the MFM controller was something that I had way back when. This I bought recently, and I haven't had a ton of time to play with it. But this thing's like 90 bucks, right? And so this lets you use a compact flash card as a drive, and this can work in the 2E or the 2EGS, but you need to change up your flash or your ROM, depending on whatever one you're doing. So let's show you how this one works. The other fun thing you're going to see when this boots up is that this is an original Transwarp GS card that's in here. So yeah, this is my baby. I really do need to. I've never recapped the power supply, and I think there might be a REFA in there. So that's something that should happen at some point. But I love when I turn this thing on. This thing's so much fun. All right, so I'm gonna hold down Option for the what the heck is this thing called? Turbo drive. What the heck is it called? Reactive micro drive / turbo. So let's show you how this boots up, because I want to compare sort of the speed and see if it works. Okay, we're going to hold down Option. Nope. No, not Option. Apple. Yeah, there might be some actual smoke today. Okay, so now we're going to go volume 2, and that's going to bring us into this. So I just want to see how long this takes. So that was pretty quick. All right, let's shut this down. Okay, we'll take this out. Will the 2GS get a Noctua upgrade someday? Yes. All right, let's pop this out. All right, so first we're just going to use this with the whatchamacallit, the total replay like we just did. Oh, okay, so I found one issue. Is that, I think, yeah, my composite cable, oh no, what are we doing here? Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Duh, that's the video cable. Okay, so let's boot this phone up. Thanks, Gutbomb. Got some blinky lights. Got our total replay. Okay, so total replay works. Hey, Drake, welcome. All right, so that works with total replay. So now what I want to do is add a, sorry, I need to set you all aside for a second. I'm going to pull out the SD card, and I downloaded from Reactive Micro one of the, they have an image that has GSOS on it. So one second while I copy that over. But it's the same, it should theoretically be the same thing, where we just copy the image over and rename it part1.po. All right, so now we should have a GSOS image on here. Very nice. Everything should be good. Oh yes, it's Jake's birthday, or Drake's birthday. Happy birthday, Drake. And here we're going, we're booting this thing. That's pretty quick. Not as quick as the Drive Turbo, but for 1/3 of the price, you can't really beat that. God, the 2GS looks terrible over composite. Oh, yay. And it sees the total replay drive in there too. How epic is that? Yay! I can point and click my way through my apples. Sweet. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it's doing it. Very cool. Oh, I forgot to plug in a keyboard. All right. Oh, it's had a different number of games. So this was the GS games. Nice. All right. So, look at that. Neat. I can't wait to play with this. Garth, you just showed up just in time for me to basically be done. Although, I don't know, should we take apart my power supply here so that we don't kill my 2GS? There we go. All right, so that worked well. So, I'm gonna pull this off the back here. So, 30 bucks, like 90 bucks. Yeah. So, you know, obviously this one gets you a little bit more speed for your 2GS, but this thing works awesome. I just can't believe how easy it was to build this thing and to get it up and going. So I'm really excited to play with this more. Yeah. So let's take apart my 2GS real quick. Let's check and see what its refa status is. Did I see Kay was here? Hey Kay, how's it going? Welcome. Bacchus is here. Hey Bacchus. So yeah, this is a fan. I don't remember when I put this fan in this thing, but it makes a lot of noise. All right, let's set this aside. Let's take a look inside this power supply. I also wanted to check and see if there were any weird caps on the Transwarp GS card. There is two regular electrolytics on there. So maybe I'll preemptively recap that. Probably doesn't need it, but I guess it wouldn't hurt anything. And I80386SX, welcome again. All right, let's take this apart. I do need more RAM, Adam. You are correct. I am behind in the RAM department. Let's see. You know it's old when it has flathead screws. Yeah, we might need to take the... No, I don't think we do need to take those side ones off. So yeah, there's a 4 meg expansion for the 2GS that's relatively cheap. That's the best way to go. Looks like we gotta go up with this thing. But yeah, you can't just add more chips. It's a specialized board that replaces the original. Get the hammer. Could do some prying action here. Obviously, I've never recapped a 2GS power supply. It's moving ever so slightly. There we go. Oh yeah, I did recap your 2GS power supply. Well, I didn't do a full recap. And yours seemed to be easier to open. This thing is not wanting to open. I forgot I recapped your 2GS power supply. The fan's not the thing getting in the way. Do those 2 screws need to come out? If I lose a fingernail, it's all for you all. No, it doesn't feel like these are the kind of screws that need to come out of this. But what do I know? Let's see what happens. Oh, Adam's telling me no. This thing is just really, there it goes. Yay, yay. Well, look at that. There's no reefa. I don't see any leakage around the bottom of the caps. Well, that's good. I've been worrying about this thing for years now, that it was going to explode on me. But yeah, sweet. Well, I guess now I gotta stick this thing back together. I do also need to do this at some point. Obviously, that's a point of consternation that I still have the battery in there. There's probably some members of the community that'll slap me. All right, well, I'm not going to subject you to this. Is this original? I'm pretty sure this is the original power supply out of this thing. So for the stuff that was in this thing, so this is the hard drive controller. There's also a scanner controller in here, and the RAM card. And the Transwarp GS. So those are all original from when I was a kid. The reactive micro I just got a couple months ago. So yeah, the battery. Oh, is the battery original? No, the battery is a new replacement. But I trust new batteries even less than I trust the old ones. But yeah, I should actually look for a quieter fan while I have this thing apart. Okay, so yeah, this thing has a MFM hard drive controller, which is my main storage media, which is why there's still this cable flopping around in there. So yeah. All right, so I think we're gonna end this here. So we built this thing. This was a pretty quick build. I mean, if I wasn't talking and stuff and actually had a hot soldering iron, this probably would have taken 20 minutes at most. So yeah, that was pretty quick. So yeah, I think we're gonna be done here. Thank you all for stopping by, and thank you, Kay, for helping engineer this thing, and Drake, I guess, was part of the engineering team, and everybody that's worked to create, all the background work. So like Catherine Stark, who else was part of that team? Well, I just want to say the other people's names too. Robert Justice, Andrea Ottaviani, and Catherine Stark also had contributions. So yeah, very cool device, super affordable. So I love this little SP2SD kit. You could see how easy it was to hook up to multiple different old Apples. So 3 different old Apples, super quick, super easy. And yeah, that was awesome. What is coming up next week? I don't know what I'm doing next week, but I'm sure we'll be doing something, because good God, I have enough crap to do around here. So I don't know. I have a 286, or no, actually I have a really interesting 386, 486 combo system that I've been wanting to work on. So maybe we'll work on that. I'll get all these Apples buttoned back up off the BigBadBench, and then maybe we can get some hot 386, 486 action going. So yes, thank you all for stopping by today. Have a lovely week. Oh shoot, yeah, I want to also publicize Tech Ambrosia streamed this afternoon. She is going to have a very epic video card that you are not going to want to miss seeing her play with. So that is going to be a good one. So yeah, have a great week, y'all, and I'll talk to you soon.